Welcome back, Bears fans, or nice to meet you. Victor G, we have a great show for you today. Ryan Poles press conference. George McCaskey addresses the media on the failures of this team. We also get into the candidates, the top candidates for the Chicago Bears coaching job. But first, play that funky music. Good afternoon, Bears fans. We have quite a show for you today. My name is Victor G. Welcome to the Bears Game Podcast. We have a lot to talk about in this episode, but it's not going to be a long one, I promise you. I have a great clip to play for you. Ryan Poles answers a question from Dan Weeder of the Chicago Tribune on the subject of the stress that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears endured. We also have a George McCaskey to talk about. He spoke to the media today. Yesterday was, you would call that, ownership day. On Tuesday, we get to it. But thank you again. If this is your first time, please subscribe, like the channel, share. We really appreciate it for the channel. So we're just going to get right into it. Bobby, roll the clip.
What Caleb went through. Remember, at the beginning of the year, again, let's not forget, let's not just wipe out the history here in the recent past of what Ryan Poles did and said. Ryan Poles said it's time to break the cycle. You know, he doesn't want to hear from anybody else on how they've ruined quarterbacks in Chicago. We're going to break the cycle. So now after, 69 sacks or whatever?
Not nice.
You know, after all the hell that Caleb went through, Dan Weeder asked this question.
Your plan for Caleb was very specific and very elaborate. Yep. His entire rookie season was subjected to disruption and stress. What
can you explain the disruption, the stress part?
Offensive coordinator got fired. His head coach got fired. Through a lot of turmoil throughout the course of his rookie season. Yep. What went wrong with your plan?
Yeah. Obviously, there's some things when there's a staff in place. When we went through the interview cycle with Shane, I think there's some compatibility things. I think there's some challenges with pairing, and I answered this before, a rookie quarterback that has a lot of growth. He had 37 starts, in college. You'd like to, have in that 35 to 40 range, and there's a lot of growth there. And there's some compatibility to make sure that it's being taught the right way. And I think there were some hiccups there. And again, that's part of the ownership piece that I got to take.
I have to say as well, I think with the benefit of time, and there's a lot there, I think they handled Caleb in the exact opposite way that other teams did, like in Washington and in Denver and other places in New England with young rookie quarterbacks, despite how much experience they all had. For the love of everything good and pure in this world, I think Jaden Daniels is 24 years old, isn't he? I mean, he's played 5 or 6 years. But even so, what they did is they had a small package of plays and built as the season went on, as he got acclimated. Shane Waldron came in and they just threw everything at him and then realized, oh, wait, maybe that's not the way to go, and then had to start peeling things away. They botched it from the very beginning.
Well, first of all, for him to get snotty with him and to say, to act like he's so high and mighty. Well, what are you talking about? What do you mean, what are you talking about? Isn't this the day to hold hat in hand and to wear it at least? At the very least, to wear it and to say, look, we made some mistakes in the past. It's up to me to correct it. And I intend on correcting a lot of the mistakes. I've learned from them. But how dare you go up there and act almighty and say, well, what do you mean? He was sacked 69 times. You went on a coordinator search of 10 and you hired the wrong one. You went to bat for Matt Eberflus and kept him when other guys were out there in the best free agent coaching availability, and you kept Eberflus, and he became the first coach ever to be fired in Bears history, and then you took Caleb in his rookie year on a 10-game losing streak. So what are you asking? What turmoil Dan Weeder is asking you about? The lack of self-awareness Ryan Poles has shown us the entire year, from not accepting a trade for Velus Jones at the beginning of the year, to not addressing the offensive line, to not changing the head coach, on and on and on. I'm sorry if I can't stand in front of you today believing that Ryan Poles is all of a sudden going to start doing a 180 and getting it right with the new head coach. He didn't get it right with Shane Waldron. Why do I think he's going to get it right when he's interviewing 14 head coaches?
68 sacks, almost
68.
60.
How about that? I really want to know. Please put in the comments what you thought about that. Did you hear Ryan Poles? Explain to me stress. What stress? Okay. Someone that would say that is either absolutely disconnected. Don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. Are you telling me you have no idea? Stress? Stress. 10-game losing streak. Someone asks me, I'm in charge of Chicago Bears. Someone asked me, I fired my head coach midseason. I fired my offensive coordinator midseason. Someone's going to ask me, what do you say about Caleb Williams and the stress? What stress? What? That is the most disrespectful answer. Just own it, man. Like this channel. I've made mistakes and I will continue to lead by example like I do in my life, and I will do that on this channel. We're going to keep it always real. Why would I say that? Why would I just own it and just say, you know what, my fault? Or professionally, we have made some mistakes and we're going to own those mistakes and we are going to put our name behind it and do our best to correct those mistakes because we love the Chicago Bears. I'm telling you, I could be the GM. You show me, just give me a year. Give me a year, show me what it means to trade. Show me what it means to run an organization. I could do it. You just say like this, very easy. You know what? I screwed up. We screwed up. George McCaskey did a little bit better. George McCaskey said, Tuesday was upper management and ownership day at Hallis Hall as Chicago Bears general manager Ryan Poles, President Kevin Warren, and Chairman George McCaskey all spoke to the media. We're going to get into this a little here down. We're just going to go right into it. When asked if there was a succession plan in place for him and how he would reflect on his performance as chairman, McCaskey took blame for the team's failures. Well, a little late than never, right? Because this channel, we have always said, who is ultimately responsible? He admitted it. Ultimately, I'm responsible for the failure of the Chicago Bears, McCaskey said, quote, on Tuesday, quote, the legacy of George Hallis is excellence on the field and making a difference on the field. I think the Bears have done a great job off the field, making an impact in the community. Fact of the matter is, we haven't done it, and on the field, and ultimately, that's on me, end quote. Friends, there you have it. The boneheads from the top. George McCaskey. Ultimately, it's my failure. Well, yeah, we know. We know behind the scenes. Guys, you have to trust me on this. You got to trust me on this. I'm in the restaurant business, and I have spoken to people who know, okay? That the McCaskies, he says, he gets out of the way. For the most part, he does. He hires president. He had President Ted Phillips, prior to Kevin Warren, make a lot of these big decisions. Then, now Kevin Warren, Ryan Pace, who was the GM before. So he does let them make the football moves because of that, he is not that guy. He gets involved with the selection of coaches and general managers, where it should be find your president, find Kevin Warren, get your guy, and let him just take over. George McCaskey, just smile and wave. You're a billionaire, just smile and wave and just move on. So that was that. We're going to go into really quickly the coaches, candidates. Pete Carroll has risen to the top again. I thought he was way down in the bottom, but he's accepted an interview. Mike Vrabel, former head coach. Ben Johnson, Lions. Everyone knows about Ben Johnson. He has accepted an interview. Aaron Glenn, Lions defensive coordinator. Mike Kafka, New York Giants offensive coordinator and assistant head coach. We have Todd Mankin and David Shaw. So a lot of big names. Huge news. Huge. Guys, Mike McCarthy, Cowboys, Chicago Bears denied. Chicago Bears were denied an interview. So that means I guess they're going to keep Mike McCarthy. They were just denied the interview. They did not get the chance. Crazy news. Denied. Unbelievable. So, my friends, that's the news. Thank you so much for checking me out today. Please subscribe, like, share. You know what to do. Victor out. Hit it.